Welcome back, Eagles and Pirates. This month's food of the month is winter squash. Winter squash is a variety of hard-shelled squash that store really well all winter long. These blue Hubbard squash are rather large and somewhat ugly looking. Other squashes are the butternut squash. You might be familiar with an acorn squash, and this is an unknown variety of winter squash that we grew in our garden. But again, really hard outside, and our goal is to figure out how to get these big puppies open. We have no idea. So together we're going to show you how we're going to try to pop these babies open. So what I found online is that typically when you purchase these guys, they're already broken into chunks. And so what you might find is just a piece of this flesh wrapped in cellophane for sale in the supermarket. But I bought them whole. I got a great deal on them, so we're now going to figure out how to cut them open. So one of the methods I read online is that you score these guys. So you can see when you're wielding something that's not very steady and you have a sharp knife and you have to push really hard into it, you have the potential to really hurt yourself. So I really want to make sure that the blade is away from my body just in case anything slips. And I'm going to score this. Again, I'm pushing really hard, so I could really hurt myself. Oh, I can't get the knife out. Okay, so I'm going to score this guy as best I can. This is not easy. I'm not even getting all the way through the flesh. Oh, that got in a little further. Yeah, this is, boy, I can see why this would keep all winter long. Oh, this is a lot of work. There's got to be an easier way. So I've penetrated this as much as I could, like in dotted lines, half and then half, so it should be somewhat in quarters. And then the instructions on the internet are then to hit it with a rubber hammer or rubber mallet. I have no idea what to expect. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. Now, one thing that's really, I read about this that people really like is how beautiful and golden the inside is. So you can see how super beautiful colors these are, nice fall colors. One neat thing about squash is that you're not only getting this wonderful pulpy squash for your recipe, but there's also seeds in here that are delicious. And we'll give you a few of these seeds along with your squash so you can be snacking on seeds while you're cooking your recipe. In order to get the seeds out, you take a spoon. Usually it's a small spoon, but since these Hubbard squash are so large, I have a large spoon. And you just scrape the stringy stuff away from the inside edge of the squash. And then when we're done, it looks something like this. And you can see I have other score marks, so what I'm going to do is hit the rest of this with a rubber mallet. And now I have these chunks. These are what you're going to be receiving in your packet with your food ingredients. So if you've chosen the squash stir fry, I believe you need to use uncooked squash and cut it into chunks. So in that case, you'll be taking your chunk, you'll be very carefully, knife away, cutting it, and then cutting out the chunks that you want, size that you want to stir fry it, and you'll use it that way. For the rest of you, I think most of the recipes called for roasted squash in the oven. So you preheat the oven, and then you can use a variety of pans. If the pan has a lip on it, it's probably better because juice will come out of the squash. So you can use a cake pan, you can use a pan here with a little bit of a side. These baking sheets are really awesome and popular. In order to roast your squash in the oven, you want to drizzle or wipe olive oil around the pulpy part of the squash, and then you'll be putting it pulp size down. And so whatever your pieces that you get, put them down like that. put them in the oven at whatever temperature they say for as long as they say. And basically you're just cooking it until the squash is soft. So the first squash we opened was big, and it was kind of hard to stick that knife in. This guy's even bigger, so I don't really want to squirrel it around and try to get the knife in. I think I might hurt myself. So I'm really excited about trying this next method because it includes dropping it on the ground, and that sounded like a lot of fun to me. So here we go. We're going to drop it on the ground and see if she pops open. Are you ready? Oh yeah. Yes. Don't worry, we'll clean all this up. Look how beautiful these are. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with for recipes. So here we have all these beautiful pieces of squash that we can't wait to give you. We're going to do our best ability to give you the size chunks you're going to need for your recipe. This is what we scooped out. We have this much slop that is good compost. And then we have this many seeds. We're going to wash these, get the rest of the pulp off, and then I'll soak them in like a soy sauce and maybe put some spice on them, and then I'll roast them in the oven. You'll be given directions to how to roast your own pumpkin seeds or squash seeds. We hope you enjoy cooking your squash recipe as much as we had fun trying to crack them open. And even though they're warty and ugly on the outside, look at how beautiful and golden they are on the inside. They're known to be one of the more sweeter of the squashes. And so we just can't wait to see what you guys do with this, and we want to hear how your recipe went. So please cook your recipe and get back to us so we know how it went.